So guys, this all came about when our good friend Darren was clearing out his shed, and on one of his shelves he found his old Racechip. So it used to be fitted to a Mini. Obviously this is an Alpha, so what we done was we contacted Racechip and we asked the guys there if these could be reprogrammed to suit a different car. And what they said was yes, they could do that. So they charged us some postage, we sent the Racechip back. We were in talks with them, we actually told them that we were going to do a YouTube video on it. So they charged us the postage, we sent the old one back that was for the Mini, and they sent us through another Racechip RS, but it actually looks like a brand new one. So in the box, I don't know if it's just a brand new casing or if it is actually a brand new Racechip RS they've sent. The serial number is different on it. It's got the brand new wire loom for the Alfa Romeo, and it's got all the fitting kit underneath the Racechip. Now, it's not a sponsored video. We never asked them to sponsor us. We were pretty open with them, told them we were going to do a video and things like that. We've had no contact for them since. So we're just going to fit it step by step. We'll go through the instructions together, we'll fit it in real time, and we'll see what these Racechips are actually like. Now, I've obviously done a bit of research. One of the things I like about the Racechip is it's not just a sort of standard tuning box that tricks the car into thinking it's cold to overfuel itself. They do actually set these up on a dyno, and when they're doing their research and development, every car goes on a dyno. They do sort of 25-30 dyno runs. Some cars take longer than others. There was a bit when they were doing the new Seat TFSI engine, and apparently they bought the car and everything, and it took them a year to do the R&D on it to get it working properly. So there is a lot of science behind it. So the claims they make for the Racechip RS on my car, now we've got the Giulietta Veloce. It's a 170 brake 2 litre JTD M2. It's 170 brake horsepower and just over 350 newton meters of torque, so it's not a slouch. On the Racechip website, when you put the details in for it, the Racechip RS is supposed to increase the horsepower by 34 brake, so that will put us just over the 200 mark, and an increase of 80 newton meters of torque, which is huge. I've no idea if there's any truth behind this, so we're going to fit it. We're going to take you with us on a run. We'll try all the different options because it has got the Bluetooth as well, in the 3 different modes. It's got economy, sport and race. So we'll fit it, we'll try them, and we'll see what the results are.
Look, it comes with 3 cable ties and a sticker.
So on my car, looking through the manual, we're looking for a feed off of the fuel rail pressure sensor, which is here, and the turbo boost pressure sensor, which is here. And then that leaves us plenty of wiring, and I think we'll probably mount it here. So this should only take a few minutes to install. I mean, every car will be different depending on how they've set the Racechip up, but the manual's pretty clear. It tells you exactly what you need to do, and it tells you exactly where to plug them into. The wire loom's all labelled as well, so it's pretty self-explanatory. Let's get it plugged in, cable tied up nice and neat, and we'll get a test. So that's the basic install complete. We've followed all the steps, we've routed the wire, we've mounted the Racechip. The next step is to turn the ignition on and make sure it powers up. So let's do that. Right guys, that's all the installation complete. We're inside the car out of the wind with the heater on, so hopefully it should sound a bit better. The car's running properly, no engine management lights or anything like that. Now according to this, when you turn it on, it'll automatically be in sport mode. But we've actually got the Bluetooth one. So the next step for us is to install the Racechip Bluetooth app. So we can either go to the Google Play Store or the App Store, or we can scan this. So open this. This brings us to the Racechip app, so we'll install that, and then we can link them. And use the phone to control the different settings. So it's got two options. We can enter the serial number or scan the barcode. Now the barcode is supposed to be on the front of the manual, but mine was missing, so I've written down the number, so we'll need to input it manually. Next. So hopefully that's connecting to the Racechip under the bonnet. So far I've been quite impressed with how easy the installation's been. Everything seems to be going to plan so far. So guys, we've got the app installed at the moment, and as you can see there's three different modes. There's Eco, there's Sport and there's Race. And what you can also do with this is, because it's got 6 different maps on it, you can go into fine tuning and change the maps. So we'll have a play a bit with these first, but what we'll do is we'll get a baseline first. So we'll deactivate it for now, so the Racechip's off, and then what we'll do is we'll test Eco mode first. So we'll go for a nice leisurely drive and we'll see what the sort of average mile per gallon driving sensibly is. Now obviously if you're driving everywhere flat out and you accelerate really hard everywhere, you brake really hard everywhere, you're going to use a lot of fuel. So for this experiment we'll sort of keep it below 2000 revs. We'll drive as economically as we possibly can, just to try and get a decent reading. Right, so what we done was, I didn't film it, but I actually reset Trippy before we went on that wee run. So we've done just over 4 miles. I kept it below 2000 RPM and we've averaged 48.4 miles per gallon. It was showing just over 49 a second ago, but I'm sitting here idling. So what we'll do now is we'll turn the Racechip on and we'll go for Eco mode and we'll see what this does. So if I press information, what it will show you here is the Eco setting results in noticeably more engine power combined with better fuel consumption. So what we'll do, we'll put it on Eco mode, we'll do the exact same 4 miles, I'll reset the trip again, you can see that's went down to 47 now. So we've reset the trip, we'll go and do the same 4 miles and see if there's any improvement. Okay guys, so we've just covered the same just over 4 miles that we done on the way back, and the average fuel consumption on that 4 miles was 80 miles to the gallon, and that was on eco mode. I think that's probably a wee bit more than what they said it would improve it by, but it is showing an improvement on the same driving style. It's probably going to take a lot more testing, obviously longer runs, to find out what the real story behind it will be, but I will give that a test on a later video and we'll see. I'll test it while I'm going back and forward to work and we'll do a wee update video on it. But so far eco mode did show an improvement. It was really hard to tell if there's any noticeable gain in engine performance or brake horsepower or anything like that, because we were keeping it below 2000 and just trying to drive as sensibly as possible. So yeah, I don't really know about that side yet. I'll do a later video with an update and we'll just see how it fares. But what we'll do now is we'll try and put it in sport mode. And in sport mode we should get an increase in brake horsepower and torque, and the sport setting supports an active sporty driving style. So we should see if there's any noticeable gains when we drive it now. So driving it in sport mode feels a bit more, it does feel a bit livelier than normal. I don't know, it's hard to tell if it's 35 brake horsepower and 80 newton meters of torque more, but it does feel different. It feels more like what it does in dynamic mode, but without actually being in dynamic mode. What it feels like is it feels like the boost comes on a bit stronger, and it feels like it comes on earlier than normal. Back a wee bit, see if we'll do a third gear pull here. That it does feel better. It does feel a lot stronger.
Puts you back in your seat.
You can feel it, can't you? I think I feel it more at lower RPM than I do higher up the rev range. So at the moment we're coming round here in third gear still, and I'm only doing 1500 RPM, but then when I accelerate it just feels like the torque and the power's there instantly. Right guys, so that's us done some driving in sport mode. What I did notice a noticeable difference low down in the rev range. It definitely feels like the turbo comes on a bit stronger and a bit earlier. Higher up the rev range it's no as noticeable, but of course they're only claiming a 35 brake horsepower increase, so it's not a huge amount. You'd probably need a dyno to really see it, but when it comes to the actual driving it does actually feel a lot stronger lower down the rev range in sport mode. So suppose the last one we've got to try is race mode, so we just press of the button, that will change it to race mode, and then we'll go for a wee drive in race mode and see what that's like. I've noticed straight away is that first and second gear in this car were always really short because it's really torquey. They feel even shorter now. I feel like I have to change out of first and second straight away, but third gear was always good and it always used to pull strong, and it pulls even stronger now. Yeah, in third gear it just feels like it pulls so boost. And it used to really, the boost used to come on strong at about 2,500 revs, and now it definitely feels about 1,800. Comes on a lot earlier and a lot stronger. Round these twisty wee bits, I'm not even having to come out of fourth gear at all. It just feels like I've got plenty of power, plenty of grunt. Right, so race mode, there's a definite difference there. There's more boost, and it's definitely a lot lower down the rev range. You can really feel it. First and second gear, I have to change out of them a lot quicker than normal. Third gear pulls like a train, third and fourth. I don't know if you'll be saving much fuel in that mode, but it's definitely fun to drive in. One of the other things that this can do, obviously you've got Eco, Sport and Race, but you've also got 6 fine tuning maps. The model above this has got 7. I'm not sure what the model below it's got, but the Eco is automatically set to 2, Sport's automatically set to 3, Race is set to 4. Now, Eco can either go to 1 and 2. I think Sport goes to 3 and 4, I'm not sure. But Race is the one that goes all the way up to 6. And I think the lowest is 4. So we'll put it on 6. We'll try that and see if there's any noticeable difference on race 6. Right guys, we'll see if we can do a wee 0 to 60 pull and see if that's improved. We've got a way of timing it. You could time it here, Charlie. We use my phone to time it, so we're still in race 6. We'll get the stopwatch out. According to the specs, 0 to 60 is supposed to be about 7.8 seconds standard. So we'll see what we can do with the Racechip attached.
Okay.
You ready?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, go. No, we would.
Right.
It was about 6 seconds, but I couldn't click the stop. So yeah.
You can, no.
Because I kept missing, because it was bumpy.
Right, should we try again?
Yeah. Try and get a clean launch. Right, you ready?
Right guys, that launch wasn't very good and Charlie never hit the button. We reckon that was about 6 seconds, but we'll get a try again.
3, stop.
Cheating.
3, 2, 1, go.
60.
Look.
60.
Whoa, that was a 666. No, I'd say that was about a 6.4.
Did you hit the button?
Yeah, I hit it.
And it showed 666.
Yeah.
It's probably a sign we should stop doing pulls. So that's it guys, the Racechip's in. We've tested all 3 modes. There's definitely a noticeable difference in Sport and Race. The Eco mode, I'll need to test that over a longer period of time. Yeah, there definitely is results. I suppose the best thing about a Racechip is it's easy to undo. So if, like me, if this is your daily driver and you just want something to play with now and again, or you want to be able to return the car back to stock at the touch of a button, it's easy enough to do. If you've got a full-blown ECU remap, then you're putting it back in and paying hundreds of pounds to get it undone. This is plug and play, you unplug it when you don't want it, but yeah, I think it's brilliant. For what it does, it's brilliant. whether their claims of 34 brake horsepower and 80 Nm of torque are true, I wouldn't be able to tell you unless we put on a dyno, which we might do one day. But it's definitely got a noticeable difference, and I will update you later on how the fuel economy side of it goes.
Okay, so that's going to be it for today's video. As Dad said, there is definitely a difference. I think we're quite happy with the results. I don't think we were expecting too much, as it's just a little piggyback ECU, but it did well, and it did more than I thought it would do. Let's say that. But yeah, we're going to end it there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, drop a comment, read all of them, and it does really help us out. And we'll catch you in the next one. Roll the outro.